You really just went straight for the juggler. Like, you did not waste
Straight
any
in.
time. I just thought she was so cute.
Oh, she's very cute.
I didn't get to see nothing. And everyone was so quiet and shady too. I was just like, I know.
First things first, obviously I have to ask because every single fan, like all over the internet, has been asking this. The post-credit scene, what does it mean?
I know just as much as the viewers do right now. And that's what sucks because I'm like, I wish I had something to tell you, but I have nothing. So I'm just going to chalk it up to wait and see, I guess. You really just went straight for the juggler. Like, you did not waste
Straight
any
in.
time. You went like no foreplay at all, just like punched me right in the nose in the first question. I love that. Yeah, I know. I wish I could answer, but I don't even have, I wish I had those answers for myself.
Because like the theory is that it means that you might be going back in season 4, but without the prize money. So is that something that you've thought about?
Well, originally when they told me, I up until like a very recent point, I had no idea that we were competing for anything other than just going on season 4. So that was where my heart was set, and that's all that I wanted to do. Like, money is great and everything, and it's cool to have a budget, but that's not like a dire need for me at this point in time. I really just wanted to show more art. So that's what was most important to me. And if that theory is true, that is, I mean, I'm getting exactly what I wanted. So I'm not mad about it at all. And if it's not true, well, it looked cool anyways.
So if it was true and you did go back to season 4, like how would you feel about that? Would you be excited? Is that what you wanted to do?
Oh my God, absolutely. That's, like I said on Resurrection, it's something that I've like thought about pretty much constantly since I left my season. I was like, oh, it'll never happen again. I'll never have another chance. And now I got another chance. And like on top of that chance, there's like this weird, like lingering potential of other things. So I'm very excited for whatever is going to happen.
Because you were such a fan favorite on your season. So do you feel like that gave you more to prove?
I don't really like when people have like a redemption kind of thing or like anything to prove necessarily. I always like to say I don't have anything to prove, just have a lot to share. And it's more and more of myself every time. And I mean, sure, I mean, I don't want to disappoint anyone out there that's like looking at me like, you know, as like a safe haven to like, you know, make their escape from their own reality. I don't want to disappoint those people, obviously. I don't want to disappoint myself either, but you know, it happens and I can't keep that in the back of my head because it starts to like kind of brew into like self-doubt and anxiety and kind of starts blurring your vision from like what your ultimate goal is to begin with. Turns into a big pessimistic sad sack.
Because since your season, your drag style has changed quite a lot, and this might have been like the first time that a lot of fans would be seeing it. So, did you ever worry that they might not react as positively as they did when you were on season 2?
I thought about that when I was going through that evolution. It changed vastly, like almost overnight. It took me maybe like a month to like solidify exactly how I wanted to like branch out and present completely, as well as whatever personality that this character would follow up through as well. So it it was a thought that crossed my mind. I was like, this is a very big change, but I feel, however, that the art itself is still there and it's still very like me, but it's not necessarily the only thing for me that changed was like gender. That's what people can't like wrap their head around, is like, now I just don't present as female, but for them it's like completely like, they're like, whoa, what happened to you? And it's a little scary. I mean, I think anybody that tries to like rebrand themselves, which is, I mean, you have to just kind of just go for it and go all the way, because if you try to make some like half-ass attempt to like change and like I don't know, people can see right through that. If it's not a real evolution, it's completely transparent, it's completely performative, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think it reads the same way. So I think the fans were okay with it.
When you got the call to go back and that we're told that it was going to be this like different type of show and that you'd have to open up about your life a bit, was there any part of you that worried about doing that, about having to expose yourself?
There was no part of me that was necessarily scared to expose myself. I have been in a few different industries that have put me in a position of like spotlight, I guess, where my life was up for, critical examination. And that doesn't, I don't know, it didn't scare me. Like that part doesn't scare me at all. I feel like the more that I spill of myself, the more people have been more, I guess, receptive to me in and out of drag. Like the more that I talk about what I've been through or the things that I've overcome, I've gotten this crazy amount of feedback from people that have either experienced the same thing or something like it. And that part's kind of relieving. I mean, I like being able to share myself and know that there's, that it's doing something for someone besides making me like sad.
With the show coming to you this time, did you find that sort of put you at ease with having to put on your own floor show?
Oh, I loved that. I thought that was brilliant. I hope in the future that they take that element of resurrection and if nothing, applied that, because it was great watching everyone's character just be completely in their surrounding. It's sorry, dog. Just seeing a like fully realized character on like a runway is really cool and it's great. But seeing this fully developed character in their own like surrounding environment it's great. It really accelerates it to a next level, and I love that they did that for everybody. It was excellent to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you get to see any of the other competitors' looks before the show aired, or was it all secret?
Yeah, I didn't get to see nothing. And everyone was so quiet and shady too. I was just like, I know. I was just like, I was like, I know something. Yeah, no, I didn't get to see anyone's looks, which, I mean, it's kind of like what Saint said. She was like, I don't feel like I have the chance to be intimidated because I can't really see what anyone else is doing. But I'm okay with either or.
Mm. You didn't find that it like gave you more of an edge because you weren't bothered by what people were doing?
It's not that I'm necessarily not bothered. I just can like look at someone's creation and know that it's great for them, but I know that would never work for me. So it's really hard for me to be like envious of someone in that like manner, like when they're creating and I'm like, that looks excellent and it's going to look amazing on you. And if I put that on, I would look like a thumb. So I I don't feel that I don't feel that intimidation factor of watching other people create. I enjoy it because everyone's process is so interesting. Thank you, Onyx. All right, go on.
Were there any other competitors' looks that you particularly liked when you watched the show back?
Oh my God, absolutely. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the three categories. So for which I think my two favorites were Victoria and Loris. I was into Loris, like entire chic witch that she had going on. It was just beautiful. And then Victoria was just, Victoria. I just can't. She's like a witch just out of makeup. So it just made sense. And then for the ghost, Saint obviously stole my heart with that whole traditional trick-or-treat sheet ghost fantasy. It was beautiful. And then my absolute fucking favorite bat was Frankie Doom. I have never seen anything like that that wasn't an illustration. So I was like, whoa, definitely need like some kind of like really campy slapstick 80s metal horror movie where that's like the main character. Loved it. So good.
Did you have like a favorite look of your own out of the three?
Hard to pick, but I did love my vampire because I just my vampire was like a few different things. It was like two challenges that I got to roll into one because I didn't get to do either one of them. But the vampire challenge from season 3 that I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. And then on my season, I went home before they got to do like the Wasteland post-apocalyptic challenge, and that's where a lot of my character derives from. So it was nice to like get like that nice mix of both. I was like, I feel accomplished.
Did you think that there was anything challenging about having to go back to like I know it was a different format, but going back to like reality TV?
I think the only thing that's challenging about it is if you have anything to hide, and I don't. So no. I mean, really, I like the competition part of it is like its own thing, and then the reality part of it is like a whole nother show almost. Like the boudoir versus the floor show are like two different things. So I think that's like the only way that you could feel like, I guess, nervous, intimidated to share with you.
And just to wrap up, like obviously Halloween is very different for us this year. So what are you planning on doing? Do you have any traditions that you're going to still be carrying on?
I'm gonna get disowned for this. I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't celebrate. I know. I don't celebrate any holidays actually. I was raised Jehovah's Witness. So like when I finally like got away from that, I felt like I was too old to be like in the spirit of like any holiday, much less Halloween. Since I been out, as I, celebrate in the way that I guess Americans do. We just need an excuse to black out. We don't really need too much. That's all holidays are for us out here. But I guess I should start some traditions.
This is your time.
So I mean, if you have any suggestions, I candy corn and fake spider webs. So
I think you should carve a pumpkin tomorrow, just like to do it.
Actually, do you mind if I show you this? I just can't, because you mentioned that, and I really don't celebrate it at all, but my roommates have pumpkins just sitting all over the house, and I was super bored, and I just had to, because I just thought she was so cute.
Oh, she's very cute.
I was like, I just really need to put these lashes on this pumpkin. I need an excuse.
See, that's kind of celebrating, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it made me happy, so.